Let's get to first things first, because we got to talk about what happened in Utah yesterday. And, I mean, Dylan Guenther gets the first goal for the Utah Hockey Club. They went on. They hung on with an empty netter at the end to win it 4-2, or 5-2 with another goal after that. But give me your thoughts, Bruce, as you watched the Utah Hockey Club in action in Game 1.
Well, you know,
the whole thing.
The whole thing. Like, I mean, well, from the onset, I actually had goosebumps the way everything was going on at the start, because I played there. I played in
you
Utah.
played. Where did you play? Is it the internationally? Was the IHL? What league was it, and when was it?
It was the International League and the Central League. There was two different portions. And one time we played a lot because I was in Phoenix, and our closest team was
in Salt Lake, right?
So,
yeah.
I mean, you ended up playing them all the time. But, I mean, the experience you have there, like, I knew this was going to be a great hockey town because they led the attendance every year that they were playing in the minor leagues. They had a great East Coast League team even there that led the attendance. And so, I mean, they know their hockey, and people love to visit. I think it's going to be a destination when your team goes in there, just like Vegas is, just like the California and the Florida teams are. People are going to want to go visit there because in the winter, they've got maybe the best skiing in the country.
Yeah.
And that's where they held the Olympics because of the skiing ability. So, I mean, the town itself is fabulous. I mean, the people are so nice. So I knew from the start, when you seen those 16,200 people going crazy, you knew it was going to be like that. But the game itself, unlike you guys, I thought Utah would come out and start storming and score the first goal. And Chicago looked like they were just sitting back and doing nothing until. But one thing I was always taught is you know, when you come out, you've got to take the lead and get the lead and do it, because if you come out with that much energy and you don't do it, then all of a sudden, when you lose your adrenaline, it fatigues you, and the other team comes up and they start playing better. And that's exactly what Chicago did in the second and last half of the second, I think, in the third period. And it was a great first victory because you wanna see a close game, you want to see the home team win, but give Chicago credit. They came out, and you could tell Luke Richardson in between periods said, hey, listen, boys, this just isn't good enough. We can't go through this again. And they played better. They played a lot better in the second and third.
He shuffled the lines a little bit. Bedard got going, tried the Michigan in the game.
I saw that. If that had gone in, that would have tied it up. That would have made things crazy.
A little bit more interesting. We're going to have Ryan Smith, the owner of the Utah Hockey Club, join the show in a little bit, so we're looking forward to talking to him. I'm sure he's, you know, thankfully he's going to do this because he's got to be exhausted. There's been so much going on over the last couple of days. I want to ask you about opening night, though. Opening nights. Now, this is a unique opening night in Utah, right? Because, you know, it's the first time they've ever played, right? You coached in Washington, Anaheim, Minnesota, Vancouver, and then you coached in minor league places as well. But, like, opening night, what is it like for the coach and the team? I mean, we've seen a couple already, and we're going to see a bunch more tonight. But was there one best opening night for you? I'll ask you that.
Well, that's it's always the best when you've won the season before, when you win the championship.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to do that in the American League. And then you get to lift banners. The same thing, actually, in Washington my first year. They had won the division for the first time in a dozen years. And so we raised the banner that year. That was a pretty special night. But, I mean, like, as a coach, it's two different things, as a player and as a coach. As a player, you're so excited to be at home and do it. As a coach, you're worried that there's so much going on that the players aren't going to be focused on the game itself. And, like, I mean, they have red carpets. The guys get there a little early. They're doing all kinds of injuries. And as a coach, you're just sitting there and go, I want you to come to the rink. I want you to get, you know, do your little activities, get in the gym, get ready, and then let's play. And then we'll enjoy the game. We'll enjoy the fanfare after the game. But it's an exciting. Either way you look at it, player, coach, it's as exciting as you get. You know the season started, and you've been waiting most of the summer to get going. This is a fun part. You know, now you're involved in the season. Now we start looking at the scoreboards every night, see where we are, and to start off with a win is the greatest thing.
Would you rather start at home or on the road?
I would like, in a personal thing, to start like the first game on the road, to maybe get a little bit of these jitters out, you know, especially for the younger guys, and start at home. I don't like starting 5 or 6 games on the road, because that means you're, like Chicago did last year, they're opening every building.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and
so every night is opening night for the other team.
Yeah.
You know?
So, and that's what
a lot of energy.
A lot of energy. And then, and I mean, we did that in Vancouver. We opened 3 buildings out of the first 5 games.
I remember that.
On the road. And it's tough going in and out of the buildings, because you're waiting to play now, and they've got all these festivities and everything else going on. Let's just drop the puck and go. Let's play the game.
Yeah, so interesting. So it was a big opener, certainly for the Utah Hockey Club. Congratulations to that whole group. We'll see how things go now for the rest of the 81 games remaining on their schedule.